Hey guys, today I have a lasagna recipe for people who are scared to make lasagna because they think it's too hard to do. So grab your 12 lasagna noodles, a jar of tomato sauce. I really like tomato basil for this. 4 links of Italian sausage, 2 cups of cottage cheese, an egg, 8 slices of Swiss cheese, some Parmesan in a can, a little Italian seasoning in a can. Now if you know how to make a traditional lasagna, you should probably skip this video, or else you can watch it and make fun of me. But if you've never made lasagna before, you're going to be pretty happy with this. Just don't tell anybody how cheaty it is. I mean, Swiss cheese and Italian food? But trust me, this works. So I'm going to cook up this sausage. I'm going to take the cases off and cook it up like it's ground beef and crumble it. And I'm going to boil up these noodles for 8 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, now we're going to mix the egg and the cottage cheese together. And after that comes the fun part. Alright, so we got your 9x13. You can use a metal one, but I like to use a glass one if I'm going to stick it in the fridge. And you totally can stick this in the fridge, make it 24 hours ahead, and then bake it the next day. I love this recipe. So I'm going to put a little sauce in the bottom. Now, if you're afraid of making lasagna, you might be a perfectionist, but you can just let go of perfection. The layers don't have to look perfect, and it will still look perfect when you cut it. I mean, don't analyze your layers. You guys gotta let go of the perfection here, okay? Just cut a slice of lasagna and enjoy its beauty and symmetry without, using geometry on it. If you have a broken noodle, it doesn't really matter. Nobody's going to notice. If you broke a noodle right in half, just lay the 2 halves down. No big deal. You can't really goof this up, guys. It's gonna be okay. All right, now we're gonna put half of our cheesy stuff down. And I have tried this recipe with the no-boil noodles, and although it saves you a little time, I don't love it. I'm not gonna recommend it. I'm gonna splash a little more sauce on here. Throw some of our crumbled Italian sausage on here. More noodles. After you cook your noodles, you're going to want to rinse them off in cold water because otherwise they are just too hot to handle for a while. And if you just let them cool off, they're all going to stick together in a giant blob, which is no fun. Got all the rest of the cheese. And all the rest of the meat. A little more sauce. The last of the noodles. So this is a great one to pull out if you're having sort of unexpected company. I mean, you do need a little time to put it together, but if you keep these ingredients on hand, you are always good to go with a company-worthy meal. Serves 8 very easy. Serves 12 if you have a few other things to go with it. And it's easy enough that you don't have to wait for a fancy company meal. I like to save a little more sauce, a little proportionately more sauce for this top layer, because I do like to cover all the noodles so they don't dry out. There we go, pretty good. Then we'll slap some Swiss cheese on top. I know it sounds really weird, but it tastes good. You just gotta try it. You gotta trust me and try it. Unless you know how to make real lasagna, in which case you're allowed to laugh at me. My feelings won't be hurt at all. You can invite me over for your real lasagna. There we go. Then we'll just put some Parmesan cheese on top. And some Italian seasoning. So we can pretend it's really, really, really traditionally Italian. So Italian smelling. All right, so throw some tin foil on top and then either stick it in your fridge till you're ready to cook it tomorrow or later tonight, or heat up the oven to 375, bake it for 40 minutes, then take the foil off and give it 15 more minutes, then let it sit for 10 minutes before you cut it. That part's very hard because it smells amazing. Enjoy your lasagna and don't be afraid to try something new. See you at the library, guys.